Hi fashion designers! This is a reference photo for the belt that we will illustrate today. Collection Cruise 2023 by Chanel. Let's save this picture. Now let's check out the accessories section. You have hats, glasses and belts, gloves templates, altogether over 80. You have 3 views of each of them, front, side and back. It's super easy to access them and find the style that you like. And there are so many of them. Let's find the belt that we need to design, and I have something very similar right here. Let's select it and leave only the center view, which I will need later to transfer to another full illustration to see how it looks together on a figure. So I will pull a reference photo to the side, zoom into the belt, and start drawing on the first layer. So this belt was shown on the Cruise 2023 collection by Chanel by Virginie Viard in Monte Carlo on May 5th. This belt was also presented in other colors and other compositions. I'm going to take exactly the same color and start with tracing it using a pen with a small size. So now I'm adding one more layer and I will drag it under this outline, and I will select a flat marker and I will take a color which is slightly darker than the one I have. And to get this gathered fabric effect, I will just start first I will start with just adding these like strokes kind of color, and because it's getting overlaid, because it's marker, it creates these effect, but I'm going to have to use a couple of darker shades and lighter ones to add more volume to it, and I will have to decrease the brush size. So this looks pretty good. Now let's take even a darker color, smaller brush, and create these smaller strokes all over. This is gonna be the shadows. So I'm layering even smaller color now, lighter one and darker, and getting this like really precise small strokes. So I'm zooming into the reference to see how can I get closer, and obviously I need like much lighter color as well to get to these beautiful highlights, because it's like a metallic surface, so we need these really light and bright parts that catch a lot of light. So now I'm being more careful and decisive, and I'm trying to make it not too uniform, and somewhere I have like a bigger parts of light and unite two dashes, or sometimes I just want to make one small one because it's irregular the way it's gathered. It's not like a pattern, it's similar, but there's an irregularity to it, so that's what I'm trying to create. I'm just very carefully with white color kind of like bright and like lighting up the areas which are high beams of light. This will make the material look very shiny, and I'm trying to place them actually in the middle, in the center of those areas that I've already made light, so it's kind of like a highlight. So the light that placed on top of light, I'm not placing them in the middle of the shadows, I'm only placing them on top of the light parts. And now I'm doing the same on the back side of the belt, but I will keep it kind of muted because I don't want it to blur together with the front. I want there to be a distinction between front and back. And now I'm just erasing everything that I don't need, just being careful around these ruffles. This is the moment where I can actually see and appreciate how the belt looks like, because it will have this final look. Okay, so this is pretty much it. I think it looks great. I might just fix this part a little bit. Just want to add a few highlights on top instead of this outline, because the belt has a thickness. That means the light is bouncing off the top part. Now I have merged both of layers of the outline and the coloring, which we have done earlier, and just working on top of this one uniform layer, just adding highlights to emphasize the shape of this belt. I'm adding a couple of dots like to reflect this shiny surface. Isn't really necessary, but let's see how it looks like. So this is the part where I will add the buckle. Let's take a look and create one more layer to buckle sketch. I would say let's sketch the shape of it before we start coloring or whatever. And I will take a pen and a straight line, to suggest the shape of it. I think it's wider, so I'm just going to start from the full width and add this side element first. If that looks right, I will take scissors right away to copy it on the other side of the buckle, so I can see how much space I have in the middle for the logo part. So I'm transferring it to the other side, apply, and now I can create the center rectangle. And just checking if the proportion is the same as the reference picture, but it looks just about right. So I need to mark the border. Again, this is just a sketch that I will use as a backdrop under the drawing, so I'm not there's no need to be really worried about how it's made, if it's really neat. And I need to do the circles in the middle, so there are a few things that I can do. So I'm thinking, what can I use to make it really easy? And I think so my idea was to do like a line of dots, but I don't know if it's going to work for me for this size. So I'll go to the pattern library, and there's another hack that I like to do. You just find a pattern with dots, like this one right on top, and select it and apply it. You actually need just one dot. I will erase the other ones, and then I will use scissors to pick it and scale it to the size that I need. So now I have two dots which I will overlap to create this logo. But first I need to make it hollow. So I'll pick a white color and color drop it on the other circle, and then I will scale it inside of the black circle. So that way I have the shape of this empty circle that I need for logo. And again I will copy it with mirror tool and shift to create this Chanel logo. And the overlapping part I will have to probably draw by hand. You could have, by the way, erased the middle of the circle. That's also a good idea. But eraser probably is a little bit too big for this idea. So okay, I'm just gonna shift it and use a simple marker, simple pen to basically add this part. And now that I have this logo, I will pick it with scissors and scale it up on the buckle. And now I can just drag it and resize it until I see that the design is matching to the reference. You can of course freehand it, but I just find it easy to do these little tricks. Probably could get away with just freehand drawing it with a similar result, but yeah, just anyhow you like it, any which way. And I'm going to need one more layer on top of this, because this is like our sketch. And I will take another round pen with a probably some gray color for this metal, like this, and start right on top of it, just drawing. You can use a straight line, you can use a freehand, and just kind of filling in this template that I have created myself. Okay, this part is done, and now I need to fix it a little bit and continue the same way on the logo. Yeah, make sure you got the right layer. Make sure you keep the layer with the sketch under and draw on the layer on top of it. Okay, it's looking good. Let's see without the sketch. But right now it's just a gray buckle. We need to make it look metal, so I will get a darker color and start adding some shadows from the right sides of the surfaces. And from the bottom side I will as well add some shadows. Looks good. I will get another dark color and emphasize some of these parts to add like more definition and reflection. Looks better now. And I'll do the same with the light, but then I will apply them from the left sides and from the tops. Now the same idea has to be applied to the center logo part. and it has to be joined also with the main square. And some of these white parts might not show against the white background, but once you will have to transfer to another illustration, you will start seeing those parts, so they're also equally important. So just adding a couple of broader strokes with the marker will help me to unify this shape and make it give it like more of a metal feel, because I feel like it's lacking this couple of sweeping shapes. Okay, looks pretty good. Final check. Just want to add a few lines. I feel the shape is not very defined. Okay, so I'm erasing everything else, and let's see. This is the finished belt. I think it looks great, and I'm removing the reference photo to pull another Prêt-à-Template tab. So if you press on the plus here, you'll have a quick start menu, which has this inspiration section. So here are the illustrations made by different artists. Then you can actually download. So I'll tap on it and wait until it will appear in my gallery. You can also access all of them, and they're constantly updated, so just get there to take a look at all of them. So now I can actually access this illustration, and I even have the breakdown of all the layers and how it was done. So now what I will do is I will use this belt to transfer to the other illustration. So this is my final file. I will copy it, hide one of the copies, okay? And on the other copy, I need to take an eraser and to remove the back part. Sorry, because you won't see it if it's worn on the model. So be sure to make a copy of the full version that you've already completed in case you need it. So using a copy, just remove the back part of the belt. And I have kept the buckle still separately on a separate layer, so it's not affected when you are erasing this part of leather. So now that once I've done it, I need to make 2 copies of the buckle. So one buckle I will merge with the version of a full belt, and one buckle I will merge with the version of a half belt. So now I have 2 different options. You can see I can hide one, and whichever option I need, I can use, I can access. So now let me take the version that is for the model, hide the one which is full, select this layer, use scissors to copy it and drag it until you see the scissor icon to the other screen. And now just use your fingers to resize it and place it the way you like it. And once you find the right placement, where you think it sits nice, just press apply. So that's it. Here's your final illustration. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for more.